Renaissance Community, all is well, and all is in divine order. Now I want you to repeat something with me. I don't face reality. I create reality. I don't face reality. I create reality. I am that I am. I am anything that I want to be. And so it is. We were in the mastermind principles. We were on principle number 7 last week. And can we just say it together? I was there too, looking good. No. I give thanks. I give thanks for an ever-expanding spiritual awareness that we all are reflections of perfection. I embrace the same feelings I would have as if my mastermind requests were already fulfilled. You may be seated if you wanted to. You could come on up here with me and share this. Genesis 28:15. It's really a foundation of that principle. Know that I am with you, and I will keep you wherever you go, and I will bring you back to this land. Where is this land? Right here, in the present. Heaven on earth, right? Heaven is not something in the sky, right, that we're shooting for, aiming for. It's right here and now, right? Can we see it? Can we feel it? Can we be it? Can we do it? Can we live it? Can we have it? Okay, we're in the right place. For I will not leave you until I have done what I have promised you. Let that just sink in a little bit. I will not, what? Leave who? Who is you? You. It's you. So I will not leave you, nor forsake you. And so I ask you a question. Then why are you worried? Why are you wondering? Why are you worried? Why are you wondering? How y'all feel? Did I catch you at a good time to ask you that question? How you feel? Anybody not feeling the greatest? The best? This is a setup. My little granddaughter was over a few weeks ago, and she loves to play on the little laptop. And she loves these little videos, learning videos. And they have all these kind of characters. And she just repetitively watches, sings along. And so she's watching this one video constantly. You know, you have to do work on the laptop because it's really my work laptop. But the baby has it. And so I want to gently get it back from her. But she says, no, Pete the cat. Pete the cat. Can we say Pete the cat? Is anybody aware of Pete the cat? Pete the cat. Well, I started watching with her. And Pete the cat got a brand new, fresh pair of white gym shoes. What kind of gym shoes? White gym shoes. And Pete the cat was very excited about these brand new white gym shoes. And so Pete the cat started singing. I got a new pair of white gym shoes. I got a new pair of white gym shoes. Pete the cat steps into a barrel of strawberries. All of a sudden, the white shoes are red. The narrator asks, is Pete the cat going to get mad? No. Pete the cat starts singing. I got a new pair of red shoes. I got a new pair of red shoes. So Pete the cat keeps walking. And he steps into this barrel of blueberries. All of a sudden, the red shoes are blue. The narrator asked the question, is Pete the cat going to get married? Get mad? No. Pete the cat started singing. I got a new pair of blue shoes. I got a new pair of blue shoes. So Pete the cat keeps walking. Pete the cat steps into some mud. All of a sudden, the blue shoes are muddy and brown. Is Pete the cat going to get mad? No. Pete the cat starts singing. I got a new pair of brown shoes. I got a new pair of brown shoes. Now, the moral of the story is, no matter what you step into, no matter who tries to step on you, never lose your song, because your song is the source of joy. Isn't that something? Kid stuff. Kid stuff. Remember that song we used to sing? This little light of mine, I'm going to let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. Let it shine. But most of us don't let the light shine, do we? With the kind of intensity, the kind of wattage that it should. This little light of mine, I'm going to let it what? Let it shine, let it shine, let it shine. And so we look at this and we say, how can we always have this song that plays in us? How can we always be in spirit? How do we do this? Because we said we believe and we give thanks, but sometimes we get off the road of being grateful for the things that should make us thankful. How many of us woke up this morning breathing? Sheldon looking at me like, I'm not sure. But when we go back into that alignment, we understand the energy. The energy. Remember we talked last week about the 3 E's? And how Reverend Wilmer always educates us about the 3 E's. Enthusiasm, excitement, expectancy. Enthusiasm, excitement, expectancy. Get familiar with these. Get intimate with these, because if you're familiar with these 3, it's the foundation. It's the formula for energy. Energy that's congruent to putting you in spirit. Why do we want to be in spirit? Because when we're in spirit, we're in touch with our highest self. And that highest self is when we have that song to sing, and no matter what, we keep singing it. And we give praise. This is where we go back to John 10:10. And we know why the Spirit has come. Why has the Spirit come? So that you may have life and have it more abundantly. John 10:10. It's very simple. I have come that you may have life and have it more abundantly. And with that, it makes you think. If the Spirit is present, and I'm utilizing the 3 E's to create the force field that allows me to elevate my thoughts, my actions, my expectations to a level of me receiving what I want to manifest, why wouldn't I be in agreement with John 10:10? Who was the I that came? Jesus? Who is it really? God? I have come. The I is you. The I is the Spirit in you. Reverend Wilma said something in her opening prayer. Jesus, our elder brother. Didn't you say that? And so understand that I have come Jesus is pointing out that the I is inside of you as the Christ that lives within you, that energizes you, that moves you into a vibrational force, a frequency that allows you to do greater things. The problem is, even with this foundational basis, we have a dilemma. We have this dilemma, this kind of like theodicy. This theodicy is, what do I do when I experience the word that says the will of God is for me to experience greater things? But in reality, I face bad things. Anybody ever wonder that? Why do bad things happen to good people? There's books written about this all the time. The theodicy, the vindication of the divine, the justification of why bad things happen. I try to live right. I try to do right. I try not to cuss anybody out. Anybody try to not cuss anybody out? She said it's hard sometimes. But you think about it. We deal with that. We struggle with that. I try to do everything right, and the things that I want to manifest are not coming as fast as I want them to come. And we have this dilemma in the moment, in the present. And when we're in that situation of how do I make things happen, good things happen for me, and I'm peeking over and I'm seeing other people achieve greater things, it reminds me of feeling like a grasshopper. Remember that story in the Bible? When Moses sent a crew of men into Canaan, the promised land, overflowing with milk and honey. He sends these men in there to scout out the land. All but 2 of the men came back and say, we saw giants. Giants. And so there's no way we're going to be able to come in and possess the land that's for us. Only 2 men came back, and they were excited. They had enthusiasm. They had a level of expectancy. But there's hope. There appear to be giant issues, but they're really small. Anybody felt like a grasshopper facing giants? Like your problems are so big that they'll never be resolved, never solved? So many of us feel that way. And we come to the point where that's one of our dilemmas in life. And so we think source energy is not working for us. But in essence, what happens? I want you to write something down. Whether that projector is working or not, I want you to write this down. If you were more unwilling to put up with negative energy, emotions, and experiences, your life would be better. Let me hit pause and hit replay. Write this down. If you were more unwilling to put up with negative energy, emotions, and experiences, your life would be a lot better. We're talking about congruency, alignment with who you are at your highest self, your focused self, your determined self. What happens in the course of life? Somebody gives you a shopping list of what they need from you. This is what happens. That's my list, Leah. Those are all the things I need. She just throws it on the ground. That's what I experience at home. Somebody gives you a list of things they need from you for you to make them happy. What if that list is a distraction? And the distraction grows to the point where your talent, your time, and your treasure is misaligned with your purpose. Anybody know what I'm saying? Anybody ever did that? You sacrificed because you got a list from somebody. And it could be a list from your job. It could be somebody, a significant other. But you take that list, and every day you checking that list like Santa, checking it twice, trying to fulfill it. And it takes you away from your focus, your purpose. And it takes you, even more importantly, away from the presence of the power that you possess to fulfill your purpose. Do y'all see it? Is anybody guilty of that? All of us are. And what do? We begin to live life saying, I'm living vicariously through my kids. I sacrifice it all for my significant other. I'll give up time, my talent, my treasure, because I want to please somebody else. But in the process, you don't fulfill your destiny. Anybody have ever lived like that? All of us have. And if you look at your time, and that's the assignment for today, look at your time, your talent, your treasure. It tells you if you're in alignment with your purpose. If you're in alignment with the presence of the Creator that created you for a greater purpose. And so I want you to spend some time this coming week and just thinking about, in deep thought, how am I using my time? How am I using my treasure? How am I using my talents? And it gives you a look at if you're on the right course or not. The Course in Miracles is all about being on course. Being on course. How many of you feel like you're on course today? So that's the idea. We got some work to do. And that's okay. That work is in alignment with who we want to be. But now we begin to dive a little bit deeper and say, who do I really want to be? Who do I want to emerge as we close out this year? What are the things that I want to achieve? Pete the cat. Go back to that. Pete the cat. Can I say that all that I am experiencing are working for my good? All things are working together for my good. But the problem is I'm not always seeing it as good. And so it's beginning to take away my energy. Remember what I said? The energy comes from those 3 E's we talked about. And so if you get those in motion, it's the momentum to move forward. All this thing called life is positive energy moving forward. But we put ourselves in vulnerable positions to take away our power. And when we do that, the time is wasted. But the clocks keep ticking and ticking and ticking. And so the idea is, yes, we have some healing to do, but don't misunderstand, misalign what healing is. Because I'm here to tell you this morning that a lot of us sometimes get caught up with the idea of healing means return, sit, and relive the past for answers. And they don't provide us the focus to move forward. How many of us think that we have to go back and relive the past, sit in the past? And because we think that's a requirement that we have to process the past, we don't move to the future. And I'm here to tell you again this morning, if you're going to move to the present and move to the future, let the past go. If you're dealing with something right now that you've been dealing with for a year, 2 years, 5 years, 10 years, 40 years, 50 years. Let it go. Let it go. Can we say let it go? And let yourself live. Let's say that together. Let it go and let yourself live. That's where we want to be. I have come that you may have life and have it abundantly. It's that abundance of source that we want to experience. It's tapping in, tuning in, and spending time in that vibrational energy, that force field that allows us to keep moving forward with confidence that the Creator is present. And when the Creator is present, we can do all things. All things are possible. May we all stand. I'm going to do an exercise. It's just a simple exercise. It's just word selection. Choose one. Take it in, then choose one. Grasshopper or giant? 1, 2, 3. Grasshopper or giant? You're not convincing me. Reverend Wilma, they're not convincing us. Grasshopper or giant? God or Jesus? God or Jesus? Able, unable? Can, can't? Can, can't? Willing, unwilling? Cautious or capable? Last one. Fearful or excited? You may be seated. Somehow, we trained ourselves. We've trained ourselves that it's okay to be average. We've trained ourselves to say it's okay. I'll make it. We've trained ourselves in a way that doesn't allow us to see just how powerful we are. Cindy was talking to me about going to Europe weeks beforehand, and she had never been to Europe. And so there was all this concern about, what if I leave the familiar for the unfamiliar? Would I make it back? What will I learn from that experience? Will I grow? And I saw her early this morning, smiling, when I asked her the question, how was your experience? Sometimes we have to get out of the familiar and enter into the unfamiliar to become familiar with our power, a source that's within us. And with that source, we can do all things. If we can get Ryan, we could wrap up today, Ryan. But there's a source. There's an energy field that's in each and every one of us. And that source is the God presence in each and every one of us. And that presence allows us to be in the presence of God at all times. And that God presence allows us to sing a song. Pete the cat shouldn't be the only one singing. Every day we should wake up singing. This is the day the Lord has made. I'm going to rejoice in it. But I'm not only going to rejoice because of what happened yesterday, I'm going to rejoice about the things that I plan to manifest today and in the days ahead. I'm ready to move forward in the spirit of being limitless. And it's in that spirit that those shoes that we walk in, and all of us wear different types of shoes, different color shoes, different brands of shoes. But it doesn't matter as long as I stay on the journey and realize I was built for the journey and all that lies ahead. I confidently move into the future knowing that I am one with the Christ, and the Christ lives in me, through me, because the Christ is me. Renaissance Junior, your homework assignment again is to search within. Search for those times when you are struggling and you see yourself as that grasshopper, looking at the life events, people around you, and thinking that they're giants. The good thing about this mastermind principle, number 7, it tells us that we are one. All of us are the same. And our job really is, Linda, to grab each other by the hand and walk each other home. And that home that we're walking to is heaven each and every day. Can you repeat after me? Heaven is where I want to be. Heaven is where I'm headed. Because heaven is for me. Renaissance Junior, I love you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Thank you for having me this morning.